Hi, this is James.
And this is Tina.
Welcome to
Whatever Topics.
where we'll be talking about.
Anything, whatever pops into our head's gonna pop out of our mouth.
Hope you enjoy the show. Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Whatever Topics. We are on episode number 4 today. And I've got to tell you, we have something new. We have a new advertisement, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
And you know the Geico commercial where they got the camel and they've got the caveman, and you remember the 2 squirrels that's out there are running out in the traffic, and then they beat their fists together and everything?
Of course.
Yeah. I got one of them squirrels to do an advertisement for us.
Oh, you got a squirrely advertisement.
I do.
Awesome.
Yeah, and that's what's supporting this whole radio program.
Our squirrels?
Yeah, the squirrels.
All right.
We'll make it quick because I know everybody hates to do advertisement and listen to them and all that, because usually when an ad comes on, you run to the refrigerator, get you another soda
Or whatever.
Pop. We get into it over soda pops all the time. So one calls soda and the other one calls it pop. So, somebody tell us, what do you call it?
Well, before I moved here, it was always a Coke.
Yeah, well, I was asked one time, did I want a Coke? And I said, sure. And they said, what kind?
Yeah.
Well, Coke's a Coke, where I come from.
But if you say pop, then what do you want? What kind of pop? Dr. Pepper, Pepsi, Coke? So, see, pop ain't no better.
Well, whatever you think. I still call them pop.
In Florida, they are sodas.
All right.
Get in with the times
Let's
here.
end this argument. Let somebody else be in on it and let us know. Send us a message. Send us an email. Do something. Help break this two-way disagreement. Other than that, we're going to do this ad later on in the show.
Oh.
Yeah. Just to let everybody know that the one squirrel, the other squirrel didn't say anything. It was there. They were both there. But one, he almost got hit by a car.
Right.
Yeah, so I think he's the one that did the talking because I can't tell them apart. What are we going to talk about today?
Whatever pops into our minds.
I've got a story. When I was little, let's not put it that way. When I was younger, I've always been little.
Uh-huh. I'll debate that one.
When I was younger, like say I was probably about 11, maybe 10, I was living on the farm. Of course, last week we was talking about the farm and how we didn't have no running water and how we had to go out to the outhouse and everything. We had a cow, I think 3 pigs. We had one sheep. One sheep is a ship. I don't know. Got one as a ship. Got more than one as sheep. No.
They're all sheep to me.
Sheep. A bull sheep. It wasn't a bull. Well, yeah, one was a bull sheep. The other one was female sheep.
Okay.
Oh, anyway, my nephew, and he was probably 5 or 6. He was down there, and the cow had just had a calf, and it wasn't very old. It was, I don't know what, within 6 months old. Just a little bitty thing. Looked like a large German Shepherd. And this little guy, he comes out there and he's looking at this calf. It's a steer to start with, but he didn't know difference. And he's looking at it and he's walking around it. He's looking under it. He's looking everywhere. And he says, well, tell me, where did they get the milk from?
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and there wasn't no way to explain it because there's no milk from a male cow anyway, I thought that would be funny when to throw on there. Okay, everybody laugh.
Ha 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 ha.
Okay. Let's see. Speaking of that calf, I was there when the old cow got pregnant.
Okay.
And 10 years old, I didn't know anything about this stuff.
Not like kids do today.
Yeah. So this guy comes out. He's got this look like a little fishing box, and he opens it up, and the lid opens up on both sides, and then there's these little trays, and it's like a fishing box. What kind of a calf would you like to have? Well, you want a Guernsey? You want a whatever? I mean, there's 50 different types of cows.
Take your pick.
Yeah. And we tell him what kind of cow we'd like to have, and that's what he's going to do, an artificial insemination on this cow.
Uh-huh.
And I'm thinking now that, this might sound gross to some people, but, this is the truth of how you artificially inseminate a cow.
I've seen it. It's nasty.
Oh, man. So he gets his needle out, a syringe, and the needle. He gets this syringe out, and he puts the in the little vial and pulls out so much of it. I'm trying to say this
without laughing.
And he gets this rubber hose, about 6 foot long, and attaches it to the end of the syringe. Then he gets out this glove and puts this glove on, and the glove came all the way up to his shoulder. And I'm thinking, what is the guy gonna do? And we get the cow in the barn, and we get it locked down where it can't go nowhere. Puts leg locks on it so it can't kick, and the guy raises up the tail on the cow, and he takes that rubber hose in his hand that's got the glove on, and he puts it in where it goes, all the way up
to his shoulder.
Yeah, to his shoulder. I'm like, whoa, man, what is this? And then he injects the stuff with it, and then he pulls his arm back out. Well, that cow just crapped everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it just came out. It's like giving him an enema. This is not going to be much grosser than that. But anyway, he said, don't worry about it. We didn't lose it because he put it right where it was supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
And that cow can crap all at once, and it's not going to waste it. Well, that's how we got our calf, and I was pretty overwhelmed. Yeah.
Now you do that in front of a kid that age, they're going to laugh.
Oh, yeah. All right.
Yeah, I've seen that before. It's kind of nasty.
And I think my mom was at home when the cow got ready to have the calf. And it was out in the field, the pasture there. And I was out there watching it. The old cow laid down. The old calf just came right out.
Yeah.
This is how I learned the ABCs of CBS or whatever you want to call it. So I'm looking at that calf, and I'm thinking, holy cow, that calf ain't got no hair. I run back to the house, and I call my friend, and he lives 6-7 miles away. I said, Elmer, what? I said, the cow just had a calf. Well, good. I said, no. I said, the calf ain't got no hair. What? I said, yeah, that calf ain't got a bit of hair. He says, I'll come over and check it out. So he drives all the way out there. By the time he gets there, the calf's got hair. It was the, what do you call it, that the cow ate it off?
Oh, the slimy, yeah.
Yeah, the cow ate all that off. This is how I was taught life,
Yeah, you learn a lot on a farm when you're growing up.
Yeah, the hard way. I didn't. I don't think my mom could have explained that one to me.
No, you'd have had to see. You did. You seen it for yourself.
Oh yeah. So, and we had some chickens.
We had those.
Yeah. Now my mom, she was redheaded, and she had freckles everywhere.
Ouch.
And these chickens, when she'd go in the pen to feed them, they'd attack her like a bunch of buzzards on a dead mouse, And she come out of there and her legs be bleeding, and I don't know why she never wore no pants. I don't know if they had pants back then. They always wore dresses.
Yeah, it could be why.
But my question was, and not at that time, but even today, what is the rooster for? Because chicken lays eggs, chickens hatch eggs. Well, you hear them squawking at night. I mean, I didn't know. What are roosters for? Are they just to keep the hens company?
Yeah.
More or less. It's kind of
Yeah.
like indirect way. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I have never seen that. You never see a rooster doing what he does.
No.
They wait till you're in bed and sleeping.
They're a little more private about it.
Yeah, or a cow will just jump up in front of you.
Yeah.
Oh boy! And that cow, that steer or whatever you want to call it, that the baby when it started growing, I don't know, got to be maybe a year old. I don't remember. It was time to castrate it.
Oh, yeah.
Well, my friend I was telling you about a while ago, he come out there. He's going to do it for us, and they had this little bitty incy rubber thing, just a little rubber thing. And he had this little tool that he put in that little itty bitty rubber thing, and he stretched that thing out the size of a baseball. He says, "You get the calf and pull him down, and I'll put this around it." What it does, it just cuts off circulation, and in about 5 days it falls off.
Yep.
Yeah. So, I can get that calf down. I'm 10 years old.
Uh-huh.
And the barn was, it was probably about 20 feet long and about 10, 15 feet wide. And that's where they slept and ate and everything. And so I went up to that calf and I patted him, and I went to put my arm around his neck, and he took off. And I'm not going to let go. I'm dragging in the crap. I mean, literally dragging in it. But I'm not going to let go of that calf. I'm 10 years old.
Mm-hmm. They're stronger than you think.
That calf's about twice as big as me now.
Mm-hmm.
And I finally got him down. And that guy was laughing so hard he couldn't get the tool where it was supposed to. Oh, man. They had, well, like I say, we didn't have running water back then. We had the old well with the bucket. And we had to dip the water out of the well and take me out in the yard a ways and pour water on me to get most of it off.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, didn't have no garden hose, didn't have running water or anything. And I had to get this all cleaned off of me, but I got the calf down.
I bet you smelled good, too, afterwards.
After I got cleaned up. But I wish, back then, I wished we had camcorders and stuff, because a lot of that stuff would really be hilarious to watch.
Oh, no doubt.
Hey, let's go to that commercial we was talking about, the ad. So, like I say, squirrels are squirrels, and we're not going to make this a long advertisement, but we're going to go through it as fast as we can.
We'll be back after this commercial.
All right.
Quick enough?
Yeah. Did you hear that? Did you hear what he said?
I didn't understand a word of it.
This show is sponsored by the squirrels from Geico.
There you go.
Okay. Well, anyway, probably get sued for that one. Well, let's just flush that one down the toilet while we got it. Okay, there that was. Alrighty. What do you got to talk about? I think, let's see. I got this, I got that, I got this, I got that, I got this. I'm done. The other half of the show is yours.
Okay, how about talk about my little bear story?
Bear. Oh.
Now, you've heard the thing, please don't try this at home.
Uh-huh.
Well, I never gave it a thought with the bear. Sitting out on the back porch, and I got 5 cats out there. Cat food's out. I guess the bear must have smelled the cat food and decided to come up toward the porch. All 5 of the cats scattered off to their little hideaway boxes, and this bear is just moseying closer and closer. Well, the only thing I'm thinking is, okay, you know what? This bear is not going to come in here after my cats. So smart me, talking about dumb things people do. Here's a good example. I grab a chair and I'm banging it on the concrete floor of the porch. And the bear's looking at me. And I start banging it harder and I'm screaming, "Go on, get out of here, go on." Bear stands up. I'm only 5'3.5". The bear was probably about 5'7", 5'8", standing up. And I'm screaming louder when he stood up, "Go on, get out of here." bear starts sniffing in the air, and I'm thinking, oh my God, is the bear gonna get me now? Then again comes the cat thought, nope, it's not getting in here after my cat. So I'm screaming again, get out of here, get out of here. Thankfully, I think the bear thought I was a little crazier than it was me, because it got down and took off.
That's that one you got a picture of.
That was the one I got the picture of. Oh my God, it didn't really sink in at how stupid that was for me to do, and I didn't get scared until after it started walking away. And then I'm like, okay, you know what? I talk about dumb things people do. That was one. I do not recommend doing that anywhere if possible.
Yeah. So that one swipe with them claws he would have been in that porch.
Yeah, and that was what was bad. The only thing standing between me and that bear was a really thin screen. And all it would have had to do was come forward about 3 inches, and it would have went through that screen and knocked me off right on my butt. Was not a smart thing to do.
You know, we tried to pet foxes. We got within 2 feet of one that we kept feeding hot dogs and bologna to.
And pizza and whatever. We seen him a few times walk out with big chunks of pizza.
He even came back after I gave him that big old piece of rib.
What I
hot
like,
sauce on it. What was it? I had yeah, it was hot sauce, wasn't it? I had it soaked in hot sauce, and he took off with it. She did. She took off with it, and I thought, well, that'd be the end of her.
Yeah.
No, she came back.
You know what I like though? You noticed whenever you fed them, they would grab it in their mouth, look at you, and kind of bow their head like they were saying thank you.
Yeah.
And that was really cool.
The male wouldn't go close. No.
The male never
back
would.
and watch. But the female, we was within 2 feet of her, and we could have got closer if we'd have kept feeding them.
Yeah, but you know, I noticed something. As soon as her baby, though, got big enough, and that's the reason when we never got to, because when the baby got big enough, her and the male went off and left the baby to have this territory.
Yeah. At least she brought the baby up in the yard for us.
Yeah. I hadn't seen the baby in a while, though.
I haven't either. But she brought the baby up in the yard when it was old enough to go out, and let us see her, the baby. I don't know if it was a male or female, but she let us see it. And then she took off and left it there.
Yeah.
Like, okay, you're safe. I'll be back in a minute. I'm gonna drop over here to the drugstore and pick up some stuff I need, or whatever. And then pretty soon she comes back and takes the baby and goes on.
Yeah. I was kind of surprised she just walked off and left it.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Oh, now you got to tell them the story about the raccoon in the bread bag.
Oh. With thin raccoons, what did he have at one time? 12 or something?
Oh, yeah, about 12, 13.
Yeah, and they got to be pets. They would come up to you and stand on their hind legs and beg you for food. Well, we was feeding them dog food and
Little cookies.
yeah, the cream layers, cookies, and they would come up there and beg, stand up by the door and sniff. So we go outside and we would walk all the way out to where we was feeding them, and they'd follow us. And when we got out there, they'd stand up and we'd hold the cookie out there, and they would stand up on their back feet and take the cookie out of our hand with both their paws and eat it. And then they'd stand up again with their paws out. So one day I had some bread. It was getting old. It was kind of drying out. So I took that. It was probably half a loaf, maybe not quite. And I grabbed that bag of bread, and I went outside. And one of them was standing out there and seen the bread bag. I guess they smelt it. And I says, "Come on, get some bread." And I start to walk out there. And that little sucker comes up behind me and snatches the bread bag out of my hand with its mouth and takes off running across the yard. And I'm laughing myself silly, because she grabs it by the bottom of the bag and takes off running. All the bread fell out as it was running. And I'm just laughing because when she got to where she was going with it, the bread bag was empty.
Yep. Of course, we had to go get the bread bag, so...
Yeah, I went and picked it back up, but, they thought they had something there. Yep.
That's one thing we hadn't done in a long time, though. We kind of quit feeding them because we didn't want them to lose their instincts on what they needed to do.
Right.
Because they'll tell you really shouldn't feed them, and we got to thinking, yeah, because if you do feed them, then they're going to become dependent on you, and they're not going to know how to survive, and that wasn't good.
Yeah, and we never did mess with the possums.
No.
Opossum. Some people call them opossum because they got an O in front of the name.
Yeah.
The O silent. Just like the S in Illinois.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, we had fun. We don't feed the snakes, but we do go out of the way to not scare them off.
Yeah, especially, well, the black racers anyway, because
we've tripped over them, we've stepped over them.
They've actually went over our feet.
It's a common thing for black snake. I mean, it's just, you'd think that the black snake would show up real good in green grass, but it don't really. Because you're not watching every footstep.
You're not looking. Yeah, that's exactly it.
Yeah. But I helped the cat get away from. I think I told that story last week.
You might have.
About the cat that was face to face with the black snake.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to shoo the cat away.
Yeah, you did. And I've had to do that with one of our other ones because you don't want them killing them snakes. Those are the good snakes.
Right. And a snake's not going to hurt the cat. It hurts when they bite them, but it's not going to hurt them.
Yeah.
What else have we done? The deer. I had a trail cam set up in all kind of different places. We was feeding them corn, and I got a couple pictures of the deer eating corn out of a bucket, and there'd be a squirrel standing on the edge of the bucket eating corn with them.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Of course. Well, that's their favorite foods, too.
Oh, yeah. I give them water. Had a bucket of water and a bucket of corn. And they, they still live here.
Oh, we see them all the time out here now.
Yeah.
Anywhere from 6 at a time to 10 at a time.
Oh, yeah. Some got horns, some got babies, and the baby, the one we call baby, guy next door, he named it Darby. And he put a orange collar around its neck, so keep it safe from the hunters.
Hopefully.
And, well, she's what, 3, maybe 4 now?
I think so.
But when we first seen her, she was in our yard, and it was raining, kind of light rain. And she come right up to us because she was either without a mama or was just hungry or something. I don't know. Her mom might have gave her up because she turned out to be a small deer.
Yeah.
Small. So we fed her and gave her some water and stuff. And she still today, 4 years later, she'll come up to you if you call her.
Yeah, she'll let you pet her still.
Yeah. And she still got that collar on.
Yes, she does.
He keeps making it a little bigger every time she grows a little bit.
Uh-huh.
Well, she had a baby. And the baby, maybe a year old.
And the baby's bigger than she is now.
The baby's bigger than she is. Oh, wow. So, well, you got anything else to throw in there? We got about 5 minutes left or so.
Well, I have a question for you then.
Oh, I've got an answer.
Now, why is it, and I'm sure so many people wonder this same thing, why is it when somebody asks you a question, they tell you, I want to know an honest answer, and you give them that answer, and then they get mad?
Like, does this dress make my butt look big?
Exactly. My idea is if you don't want the truth, then don't ask the question.
Well, there you go.
It's simple enough.
That's a trick question, though,
No, not really. I mean, I'm not going to ask somebody. If I don't want to know the truth on what they think, I'm not going to ask them.
Well, with a woman asking a man, I can see where that could lead to a lot of problems. But
yeah, like, does my butt look big? You don't want to say, well, a little bit, because then she gets mad. You don't want to say, well, no, actually it don't. Well, then you're going to get, well, you're lying. So with most women, men can't win.
What was that picture of that woman that caught that fish? She had a good-sized bass. It's probably about 14 inches long, a big bass. And she's standing there holding that bass up, and she says,
yeah.
Does these pants make my bass look big?
Mm-hmm.
And I think, wow.
Yeah.
That was a good one. Well, that's what we're trying to put on our group page. Just little things like that, little funny, off-the-wall stuff.
Pictures and jokes and whatever we can find.
Yeah, and we're trying to post them all on our group page. And if you want to join our group page, it's easy to find. All I have to do is look for it.
There you go.
But anyway, we got our regular Facebook page. It's facebook.com/, And when you know it, my computer's not coming up. What in the world? I need a new computer. Anybody out there got one they can send me?
I need one too.
Yeah, send 2 of them. Maybe you can find something, or you buy one, get one free or something.
There you go.
So anyway, that's our regular page. But our group page, if you want to join that, is facebook.com/groups/whatever topics. And that's spelled TOPIX. And we're going to post our weekly podcast episodes on that page. So if right now it's open to the public, but after we get quite a few more members on there, we're going to have a closed group on it. So if anybody wants to listen to our podcast on that page, they'll have to join it to get to see it. If you want to be on the podcast, we can pre-record a session with you. Give us a call at 239-285-1574. We'll talk about how you can be recorded for an episode. It's all pre-recorded. It's all fun. So there you go. What do you got?
I think I'm done. You said we only had 5 minutes.
That's about it.
There you go.
Okay, so anyway, that's the end of this episode, and we never come up with what to say at the end of it yet, have we?
No, not really.
Toodaloo?
Oh, no.
No. Well, but that's all, folks.
That'll work for now. You can do that.
Okay, hey, listen, I hope you enjoyed the show, and we'll see you here next week, same time, same place, whatever time or place you're at, because we post it out there. You can listen to it anytime you want. So, till next week, y'all be safe, be careful. Don't take no wooden nickels. You can't put them in a slot machine.
Okay.